The cells are arranged in 3 embryonic layers. That is why they are triploblastic, wherein they have an outer ectoderm, a middle mesoderm and an inner endoderm. The adult echinoderms or the matured echinoderms are radially symmetrical, but the larvae that are there are bilateral symmetry. Don't think that if an excretory system is absent, they cannot eliminate the waste material. Waste material goes out of the body through the anus. Hello everyone, a warm welcome to this session on class 11th Biology for CBSE. I'm Dr. Divya, Biology faculty, Vidhyaashram School of Excellence, Mysuru. So in this session, let us learn about phylum Echinodermata under chapter 4 Animal Kingdom. So let's learn the characteristics of this particular phylum and then move into learning about some of the MCQs that can be framed under this particular topic. So echinodermata, they are called spiny bodied because they have spines on their entire body, and they are marine, that is they live in seas and oceans, and they have organ system level of organization. Their cells are arranged in 3 embryonic layers. That is why they are triploblastic, wherein they have an outer ectoderm, a middle mesoderm and an inner endoderm. Ecto means outside, derma means layer. Endo, inside, again derma means layer. Meso means middle, derma is layer. Next, talking about the body cavity, they are coelomate, meaning they have a body cavity. So these are some of the echinoderms. So there is brittle star, there is a starfish, sea urchin. So all these, if you can see, all these organisms have spines on their body which are hard and calcareous. So therefore, they are called as echinoderma or spiny bodied. Next, talking about their structure, they have an endoskeleton of calcareous ossicles. So they have calcareous ossicles, and therefore, as I told you, they have spines or which are made up of calcium or calcium carbonate. So that is why the name echinodermata, meaning spiny bodied. And adult echinoderms. Why? Because you have to mention the term here, adult echinoderms. Why? Because in echinoderms, their development is indirect, wherein they have a larval stage. And that larva do not have bilateral symmetry, and that larva do not have radial symmetry. They exhibit bilateral symmetry. Hence, we have to say that the adult echinoderms or the matured echinoderms are radially symmetrical, but the larvae that are there are bilateral symmetry. So here I have put a diagram or image of the starfish, which is an example for an echinoderm. So this is an adult starfish. So if I draw a line exactly from one point in the center, so each arm of the starfish, that is one half, looks exactly similar to the other, right? If you see, they look exactly similar. So this is radial symmetry, but the larvae exhibit bilateral symmetry. Now talking about the digestive system, it is complete, wherein it has a mouth to take in food. And where is the mouth situated? At the ventral side, that is at the basal side of the organism. Why? Because it is easy for these echinoderms to capture prey and to feed on if the mouth is at the basal side. If it was at the dorsal side, it would have been difficult, right? So in the top portion of the mouth is there, they can't turn over and catch the prey. It is difficult. So that is why they have a mouth at the ventral side or at the lower body side, and they have an anus, that is an excretory opening for the elimination of the waste food material, that is which is situated on the upper side of the body. So on the lower side mouth is present, and on the upper side the anus is present. Next, talking about the structure, the most distinctive feature of echinoderms is the presence of water vascular system. So if you see an echinoderm, throughout they have a canal-like system. That is, they have a ring canal at the center, ring canal, which is connected to the tube canal. So they have tube canals at the sides, and all these are interconnected. So it is a network of like how the drains in a city are interconnected to form a network so that there is easy flow of water which finally goes and ends up in a channel, right? So same way here also they have a network for transport of water, and this network not only helps in transport of water but it also helps in locomotion, that is movement. It helps in the capturing of food, and also it helps in the transport of food as well, and also it helps in the process of respiration. So this almost looks like this. So it looks like a canal system wherein at the center they have a vascular ring, and then in their arms they have this canal like system, exactly almost like this, and they are interconnected to one another like this. Like that they have in all the arms which are interconnected, forming a canal system. So it can travel through here, then enter here, then here, and then into this, and then here, then it can move here. So like that it is a canal like system. So that is a water vascular canal system which is only found in echinoderms and under no other phylum. And they do not have an excretory system. An excretory system is absent, but don't think that if an excretory system is absent, they cannot eliminate the waste material. Waste material goes out of the body through the anus, which is there in the ventral body surface of the organism. But only thing is they don't have an excretory system, but an excretory opening called the anus is present in them. Next, talking about the reproduction, the sexes are separate, meaning they are dioecious, whereas the female and the male echinoderms are separate. And the reproduction is sexual. Fertilization is external, wherein the fusion of the male and the female gamete will take place outside the body of the organism. And development is indirect. As I told you, they have a larva which is capable of free swimming, and it is bilateral in symmetry. So this is the larvae. You can see how the larvae of echinoderms look like. So they don't at all look like an adult, right? And it exhibits bilateral symmetry. So if I draw a line at the center, this half looks exactly the mirror image of the other half. Some of the examples under echinoderms: asterias, which is starfish. So this is asterias, starfish. So this is echinus, which is sea urchin, and sea urchin can be of different color. Then we have antedon, that is sea lily. So it looks like a lily flower. So this is antedon, it is sea lily. Then one more example, cucumeria. It looks exactly like cucumber, sea cucumber. So this is cucumeria. And last one more example, there is brittle star, which is called ophiura. So this is ophiura, which is called brittle star. So these are some of the examples of echinoderms. And if you can see, all these organisms have hard calcareous spines on their body, which are nothing but ossicles, called as ossicles. So hence they are called as spiny body. So let's look into some of the MCQs under this topic. The calcareous elements present on the body wall of echinoderms are, or the question can be, the calcareous elements present on the body wall of asterias or starfish. Like that, they can take an example and also frame a question. Is it ostia? No, because ostia are the pores that are present in poriferan members, that is sponges. So ostia is the wrong answer. Is it osculum? No, osculum is actually the opening that is present again in sponges only, porifera members, for the elimination of the water or movement of water outside the body. And is it ossicles? Yes, ossicles is the right answer. So they are hard calcareous spines which are called as ossicles, which are present in echinoderms. And none of the above is not the right answer, because here option C is the right answer. Next, echinoderms have dash level of organization. So they exhibit organ system level of organization, and the adult echinoderm shows dash symmetry. Again here, adult, you have to see this, adult echinoderms. The larvae shows dash symmetry, it will be bilateral symmetry. So adult echinoderms show radial symmetry. Next, water vascular system in echinoderms help in, or they can ask the question like this, water vascular system is present in dash. So that way also the question can be framed, and the question can be given as echinoderms, cephalochordata, or they can give the example as cnidaria. So they can change the options and the questions as well. So water vascular system in echinoderms help in locomotion, capturing food, respiration, all of the above. Yes, they help in all of the above because water vascular system is present in the entire body of this particular organism, right from the tube feet to the central part. So therefore, they help in locomotion also, they help in capturing food also, as well as in respiration. Therefore, the right answer here is all of the above is the right answer for this. Next, echinodermata means jointed appendages. No, jointed appendages means arthropoda. Arthropoda. Or little rings. No, little rings means annelida. Spiny bodied, yes, that's the right answer. Is it flatworms? No, flatworms is platyhelminths. Helminths. So therefore here the right answer here is it is that is spiny bodied, and what are they made up of? Calcium carbonate. Next, dash is not a characteristic feature of or characteristic of echinoderms. Again here, not a characteristic. You have to be very careful while reading the question. Bilateral symmetry, radial symmetry, dioecious metamerism. Now here it is a tricky option because most of you might get confused thinking that is it between bilateral and radial? How can both an organism be both bilaterally and radially symmetrical? Now here bilateral symmetry and radial symmetry both are right option because I have not mentioned anywhere as adult. Dash is not a characteristic of adult echinoderm, or I have not mentioned anywhere dash is a characteristic of larva of echinoderm, right? I've just asked echinoderm. So bilateral symmetry is a characteristic of echinoderm which is seen in larvae of echinoderms. Radial symmetry is a characteristic of adult echinoderm. So both are correct here. Dioecious, of course they are dioecious because the sexes are separate, wherein male is separate, female is separate. Is it metamerism? Yes, the option here is metamerism because metamerism is not a characteristic of echinoderms, but metamerism is a characteristic of annelids, wherein there are segments present or ring-like segments present in the body of the annelids, wherein up to a certain extent there is the organs are distributed. So, same organ gets repeated. So, that is metamerism. So, therefore, this is not a characteristic of echinoderms because this is a characteristic only for annelids. Next question. The endoskeleton of echinoderms is made of endoskeleton of echinoderms. What it is made of? Silica? No, because silica is found in diatoms and diatoms. It is not in echinoderms. Calcium carbonate. Is it chitin? Is it cellulose? Chitin and cellulose is not the right option. Chitin we find it in arthropods. Cellulose usually plants have cellulose. Animals do not have any cellulose deposition in them. So therefore the answer here is calcium carbonate because they are calcareous spiny bodies or they are calcareous ossicles. Or they can ask the ossicles of echinoderms is made of. The question can be asked like that. That time also calcium carbonate only is the right answer. Next, asterias are commonly called as, is it brittle stars, is it starfish, sea urchin or sea cucumber? It is starfish because asterias are commonly called as starfish. So next, the habitat of echinoderm is, what is the habitat of echinoderm? Is it terrestrial, freshwater, marine or rivers? Again here there is a confusion. They are aquatic in habitat but they are specifically marine in habitat. They are not terrestrial. They are marine, living in oceans and seas. Next question. Dash is an example for echinoderms. Is it sepia? Sepia is an example for mollusk. Prawn is an example for arthropod. arthropod, phylum Arthropoda. Nereis is an example for phylum Annelida. Antedon is actually an example for echinoderm. So, Antedon is the right answer here. Antedon is nothing but sea lily. So, this is the right answer. So, this was about the session wherein we studied few of the MCQs. In this way, the MCQs can be twisted and asked in the exam. So, you have to be thorough with that as well. So, this was about the session. So, I hope you understood the session well. We shall meet again in the coming session wherein we shall take a new topic and learn about the MCQs under that particular topic. Thank you.